Well, it was one of those games that I think it wasn't going to be a performance game. Well, it's atrocious conditions. When you stand out in the field, it's the water's, and you probably can't see it from the sideline, but when you're out in the middle, it's the water's horrible, and it was a game where it was going to be a mistake game, to tell the truth. Whoever turns it over and whoever makes the most mistakes is probably going to lose the game. Fortunately, we gave away 2 soft goals, really soft goals. Besides that, they didn't have much. We didn't really cause, but in saying that, the problems that we did cause were an opposition's hand got in the way, or he, I think it was a bit of the ultimate fighting that's going to be tonight, was done on Justin Broadrun at the end. But yeah.
Was it there for the taking?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was a game. As I said, it was a game where, as I said, it's not going to be a pretty. You don't want. It's not a performance or a pretty game. It was never going to be atrocious conditions, and it was a game there for the taking. I agree. But again, if that's if they're the best team in the East, then the guys are gutted, and I feel bad for them because they that was. Let's just say the referee has a tough time, but I think he'll reflect and look back, and probably Toronto FC were on the wrong equation on virtually the majority of the calls, critical calls.
Did he give any explanation, Ryan, as to why he rejected?
No. He just, I think it was a linesman. I think the linesman was under a bit of a pressure. The crowd was on him, and he'd made some, some pretty obvious errors, and he was just under a bit of pressure. And I just, we'd nobody directed, and we just kind of said, you're under a bit of pressure now, concentrate. And I think it just kind of got to him. It can, it can. I feel for these referees, they're under a lot of pressure, and especially when all the critical decisions didn't really go our way, which kind of caused a bit of tension from our bench as well, and from our players. And when you're on the wrong end of those critical decisions, that turn games. So I felt for the referee, but it's life.
Ryan, speaking more generally after yesterday, do you think you've been treated fairly during your time here in the 7 months here?
Yeah. No, very fairly. Yeah. I don't really kind of understand the reasoning of the question. Fairly from.
This was, just again reading into the body language yesterday when you sat up here. It didn't look like you were entirely happy. A lot of things have changed underneath you.
No, I honestly couldn't be more happier since I've taken this job. When I first took this job and I saw what had kind of happened, again, I don't like to talk about the past, but to where I sit now, oh my goodness. Trust me on this one, I am so much more happier in terms of everything moving forward with Toronto. It is absolutely night and day.
Night and day, and what can you speak specifically to what you're talking about?
Well, again, I wasn't here on decision making, but in terms of moving forward, we're embedded with certain contracts, with certain salary cap restrictions, and certain everything, and everything was handcuffed, and we've taken the handcuffs off. Let's just say that, and now we can move forward. When I first took the job, I thought it'd be 2 or 3 years before Toronto could even get out of the situation that they were in. It was that bad. But I set up here now, and this is credit to all the hard work that was done this year. That nobody really will understand how much hard work was done to free us up, to put us in a position now. Well, for next year.
How frustrating is it that here we are? This is the 5th last game of the season that we're still talking about sort of silly errors, defensive lapses, defensive breakdowns.
Oh no, it's always going to be, isn't it? Look at their goal. Our goal, error. It's even softer than our two. And then even when the ball comes in, our guy's about to score, it hits the guy's hand. It's a blatant penalty. It's a goal. When Justin Braun's about to head the ball, Colin isn't even looking at the ball and grabs him and throws him over the inline. That's another goal, and then we win the game. So they're just errors. They're soft errors. They're soft goals. But you know, if I should be really up here having 2 penalties and 2 blatant penalties, stone cold penalties, and we've won the game. And then their coach is talking about the soft goals they gave away. But again, that's what probably caused the frustration in the crowd. The frustration on the bench was, I think, you know, and again, it's a tough game in those conditions for everybody, including you know, obviously the referee and the linesman, and he's got to make these judgment calls. But Toronto was on the wrong end of, you know, I mean, you know, of everyone. Even when Colin was on a yellow card and he elbows the guy in the face, elbows Alvaro Ray in the face, and then he said his explanation was he elbowed him in the face, but it wasn't as reckless as he thought it was. So that was his explanation on that one. So wasn't a reckless elbow to the face. So again, it's just the critical decisions. Kind of didn't go our way. Fortunately, Coos got injured.
When was this?
Thursday.
Is this a re-aggravation? Is this a new injury?
I think it's his calf again. So he's pulled his calf. So that was we're looking forward to bringing Coos back, but you know, unfortunately he's had a setback again.
Thanks, Rich.
Thanks.